Is Prince Harry trying to brainwash your children to join the cult of Invictus? This is really disturbing. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because is Prince Harry trying to brainwash your children to join the cult of Invictus, particularly your children in Canada? This is really, really disturbing. So let's get down to it. I'm going to provide you with the information. You guys can decide your answer to this particular question. But here we've got Royal News Network at RNN_Royal News. Make sure you're following Brittany here on Twitter, but also as well on YouTube. And she's saying, look, this is incredibly confusing messaging. So is Harry hoping kids get injured in combat and need the Invictus Games? Why the IG propaganda to kids? Are they starting IG, as in the Invictus Games, for kids or something? This is just bizarre. And here, Brittany is sharing this particular clip from Harry, and this is what he had to say.
Seeing them learn about the Invictus Games has had a profound impact on me, because this is where Invictus starts to go even wider, outside of the Invictus community, into schools in Canada and hopefully around the world.
So the Invictus...
Like, that is really, really strange, right? Why is Hazza hoping to get kids involved in the Invictus Games? The whole point of the Invictus Games is for injured servicemen and women. What have the children got to do with it? But guys, this gets even more disturbing. Again, all props to Brittany over on Royal News Network for actually getting these receipts. And so here, Brittany's saying, for high schoolers, Prince Harry's Invictus Games is having students go and watch a trailer for Heart of Invictus, which I get, and I would agree as well, is a lame attempt to generate more viewership for a programme that failed with audiences. Yeah, it failed. It didn't even make the top 10 in Netflix for the UK or the US. It bombed. Again, though, why in the world is this being pushed into Canadian classrooms? Why is this being pushed onto your children in Canada? Why are educators being encouraged to promote the Invictus Games to children? The only reason I can think is that they want to grow their audience and maybe the kids can get their parents to attend. Otherwise, this is just simply bizarre. To me, I think it goes one step further. I think it's a case of, essentially, we've seen past Invictus Games whereby seats have been empty. Seats have been empty at these games. And they don't want a repeat of that, do they? So what are they trying to do? Let's get the children involved and get them filled the seats. So then, you know, when the games are happening and all the seats are filled up, you know, they can turn around and be like, yes, Invictus Games is successful. Look, we're popular now. No. As far as I'm concerned, opinion, conspiracy theory, or whatever, Hazza is trying to brainwash, indoctrinate your children in Canada to join the cult of Invictus. My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I'm showing you the information. You can decide for yourselves if you agree with me or not with my opinion. But here are the teacher notes that Brittany attached to this particular tweet. And so here, introduce the Invictus Games by showing the Heart of Invictus trailer. This allows students to experience the competitors' resilience and passion and the excitement of the games. Yeah, but you see, I watched the Heart of Invictus, so you guys don't have to. And it ain't until the second or third episode that we really start diving into the servicemen and women that are competing in the Heart of Invictus and following their stories. For the majority of the first bit, it's all about Hazza. And Megsy, of course. Number 2, give students the Invictus Games student information handout. Either go over the handout with the class or have them read it independently. So they now even have specific documentation to try and indoctrinate your children into this cult of Invictus. Number 3, ask students to go back to the handout and highlight or underline 3 things that stood out for them. It could be things they have further questions about, things that surprised them, or things that inspired them. Yeah. It's like, just get them to think about Invictus Games and get them to think about all the good that they think about the Invictus Games. Not, okay, think of the good things, but also think of, the cons, some of the criticisms about the Invictus Games. Really, really try and encourage their independent critical thinking skills. No, 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 no. No, hasn't the Invictus Games out doing that? No, it's think about what's really good about the Invictus Games and what inspires you about them. Again, brainwashing, indoctrinating your children even more into this. Number 4, have them discuss in small groups one thing they highlighted, stroke, underlined. They should read the phrase to the group and explain why this grabbed their attention. And so this is indoctrination 101. In the sense of this, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. You first get the individual person, or child in this respect, to look at the documentation in front of them, in this case Invictus, and for them to think about all the good things they think about Invictus, right? Never mind employing their critical thinking skills and thinking, well, hang on a minute, here are some of the negatives. No, 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 no. Then, next step, join into another group and get everyone there to discuss their one positive thing about what they think about Invictus. And what that does is that solidifies, that emphasizes, that brings home a kind of groupthink, right? Of, oh my goodness, everyone's talking really positively about Invictus, so Invictus must be a good thing because everyone else is saying it's a good thing. Just look at the group I've just been in. Everyone was talking really positively about Invictus, the one thing they thought that was good about it, this, that, and the other. So it's then solidifying their independent thought on the good thing they think about of Invictus, but ignoring all the negatives, all the cons, all the bad things they may think about Invictus. Do you see where I'm coming from there? Again, I'm asking the question. You guys can decide. Do you think Prince Harry is trying to brainwash your children to join the cult of Invictus? But let's go one step further, because again, thanks to Brittany over at Royal News Network, she is coming with the receipts, guys. Here is an example of one of the fill-in-blank projects for elementary students K2. She says, look, I'm sorry, but is this teaching inclusivity and resilience, as the Invictus Games claims? Or is it using schools to promote the Vancouver Games in February to try and get more viewership? To me, again, it's trying to indoctrinate, brainwash your children, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, to join the cult of Invictus, to beg their parents to buy tickets to attend these games, so that these seats are all filled up and they don't get a repeat of previous Invictus Games where the games were happening and the arenas were less than half empty. But yeah, here is one of these fill-in-the-blank sheets. The Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 are coming next. Whoever at this point, right? The games are for people in the military who are or sick. They use sport to blank from their injuries. Some of the competitors are still serving in the military and some are blank. I mean, you read this all and, words for the close activity. You've got all the words down here and you're thinking, why? Why? This makes zero sense. But yeah, as Brittany's saying, look, this is wild. The Invictus Games appears to be trying to indoctrinate children. Behold the IG classroom resources, which are not to promote inclusivity and resilience, but the games themselves, specifically the 2025 games, especially evident in the elementary education section, as the children are forced to fill in the blanks about the games. This is crazy and seems to scream that indoctrinating children is the only way Invictus can grow its audience. Again, my question, is Prince Harry trying to brainwash your children to join the cult of Invictus? Here we've got Avid Gardner. If you're not following her on YouTube, do so now. Saying, look, I'm sorry, but those kids weren't interested in Harry, as if they didn't have a clue of who he is or just couldn't care less. Exactly. And so you look at everything that I've just shown you, right? And I ask the question, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, is Prince Harry trying to brainwash your children in Canada to join the cult of Invictus? I've given you the information. You guys can decide for yourselves. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been accused in court of controlling speech and have been slammed for their support for the Sussex squad. Oh my goodness, you do not want to miss that. So make sure on your way out you are subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that go play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions on whether you think Prince Harry is trying to brainwash your children to join the cult of Invictus, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.